Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. So, it was a busy Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah. This week, though, this whole entire week is just like a hectic bullshit pile of death.
Well, it's only been 3 days.
I know, but I'm also looking at my calendar for tomorrow and Friday and observing that it's going to continue being a hectic bullshit pile of death.
So you mean you planned it that way?
No, I mean I was an idiot and gave too many people my calendar link without blocking out time. I see.
See, that's how my schedule system helps you not be a bozo, is that you can tell it I'm only available Monday to Friday between this time and this time. And then it doesn't matter what the rest of your schedule says. They can only pick from 7 to 4.
That's what I have. But people booked back to back to back to back to back to back to back tomorrow.
Well, but that's okay.
It's just...
as long as it's during your work hours, who cares?
I'm going to have to wake up really early to get everything else done. But that's fine. Whatever, I was awake at 4 o'clock today anyway.
What did you think of the band concert tonight?
A+. Minus the drum soloist, which was a D-.
Yeah, but the beginning band sounded really good, and the advanced band sounded really good. Like, both bands sounded really good.
They did. Definitely better than they sounded 5 months ago?
Back in November, yeah.
3 months ago.
Yeah. Major improvement in 3 months.
The beginning band has actually started to sound like a band and not just a bunch of people blowing mysteriously into instruments.
Right. But, you know what hasn't changed with that group?
What?
The parents who hear what the etiquette is and decide it doesn't apply to them.
It happens at every concert.
He stands up there and he says, if you want to videotape, go to the back and do it from back there. Don't do it in the middle. Better yet, let us do it for you.
Right.
Big push for the fundraiser for videotaping. Great. So that's the first thing. And then and by the way, nobody wants to watch the performance through your phone or your iPad, pointing out that people stupidly stand up.
Your iPad.
And what's really ironic is that while the girl's talking about that, there's a person standing videoing her with an iPad.
Must have been her dad.
Like, seriously. This is what I mean. Oh, I heard what they said, but that doesn't apply to me.
You know it would have been A+? Had she then said, this means you, Dad.
Yeah.
Like, I would have given her a round of applause. I would have clapped in an entire circle for her.
Yeah, I hear you. That would have been funny.
Yes.
But it's just so frustrating. And then you look around, and in front of me is the guy with a video camera.
Or the lady who is right in front of me, who's holding her phone up here on full brightness to take a picture.
Yeah. It's lovely. Because the rules don't apply to them.
If it wouldn't have
embarrassed
to
everyone
Alyssa.
Else.
If only it wouldn't embarrass Alyssa.
Yes. Someone was very chatty tonight. It was good.
Yeah.
I like it when she's chatty.
I like her essay writing.
Yes.
Gets an A+.
She's learning how to be more creative.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think being creative, I don't know. I think being creative for me is difficult. So it's nice to see it come so easily to her.
Yeah. Yeah, but being creative in a writing sense is easy for you. It's being
Yes.
creative in a I'm going to draw sense. That's not so easy for you.
Yeah, graphics. Not my thing.
That's why you have me.
This cat is in love with me, Mr. Parker.
He's in love with everybody right now. He just wants to be loved. I think he missed us today.
He's a sweet boy.
We were gone for quite a while compared to
Yeah.
usual.
We really were. We really were, because you even came with me this morning.
Yeah.
So we left then, and then I fed him, because you were busy. So I fed him. And then, what happened then?
Then we went to Deborah.
Then we had interviews, I had work, you had work. Then we went to Deborah, we had lunch. Came back, and then I had to go and get Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Wait for Alyssa. And it was funny. Mitchell and I were talking, and I was saying to him how Alyssa won't be done early. He goes, why? And I'm like, because they want her to be done early. That's why she's not going to be done early. Today's the day that I would like for her, because it was like 3:30 by the time we got there. I'm like, this is the day I'd like for her to be done, right? And pull in and park the car, and grab the phone to go. Like, I turned the car off because I needed to get gas. Open up the roof and the windows, and we were just going to sit there, right? And I pull off the phone, and here's a text from Alyssa. We're done.
Perfect.
So I just texted her back. Okay, well, we're here. Come on. So
That's
then
awesome.
we got gas. Then we went to Target because he needed that big old board.
Yeah.
So we went to Target. But before, and that's the part I didn't tell you, before we even went to Target, we stopped at Joann's because he said Joann's has that stuff. Walmart only had the small one. So we go to Joann's, and they have them.
Which Walmart did you go to?
The
La Palma Walmart.
The one, by the school over there. Mm. But then the not Target.
You said you went to Joann's?
Joann's, they had them, the bigger ones, but they had it in black, red, or yellow. Things that he would have a difficult time drawing anything with.
Duh. That's useless.
So we're like, okay, we'll go somewhere after we pick up Alyssa. I said, we'll go to Target. He's like, okay, we'll go to Target. That's probably where it'll be. So we go to Target. And man, they are completely in remodel mode at this point. Like, nothing is where it used to be. Nothing. So he goes to look for what he needs, while I take Alyssa to look for a duffel bag because that's what she said she needed.
And for a clock.
And Alyssa found the clock. And just to prove to you that we picked the clock we thought was best, there was another one that was like $10. There was another one that was $5.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know, smaller than just the blue section of that clock.
I wonder.
And Alyssa and I both felt like the numbers could not possibly be that big.
I wonder if there's any way we could increase the contrast on that bad boy.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Because it's a little hard to read right now.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Most of the time there is. So, I'm sure there's a way.
Yeah.
This cat is ridiculous right now. He's purring.
Parker is like in a mood, like she says. It's almost like he missed us today. Because we're usually here and he kind of sleeps on the couch near us.
Or on me.
Or on Victoria. He loves to sleep on her. But today he didn't really get that chance. We were busy.
He didn't even come sit next to me while I was working today.
No.
Well, he kind of cuddled with my feet while I was working in the bedroom, but
he's cute though.
Yeah.
I like when he gets in this mood, when he's so lovey-dovey.
He's currently sitting on my hip.
But what do you think goes through these parents' minds? Back to the parents that basically don't think the comment applies to them. They hear it, but they don't think it applies to them. What do you think goes through their mind?
To be honest with you, I don't think they even hear it. Because they're too focused on, oh my god, my precious little Johnny's about to be in a band concert. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't think they hear any of it.
Yeah.
And then I think the dude, who we're pretty sure was the girl's dad, standing up there going, oh, my daughter's so cute up on the stage announcing things. I have no idea what she's saying because I'm a dumb fucking idiot.
Tell us what you really think, Victoria.
Well, I could, but then you'd have to put explicit on the podcast again.
You're trying to eliminate a third of our audience, aren't you?
No. Oh my gosh. So, I have to tell you something funny today. So, I tried to send an email for Joel, one of clients, at, I don't know, around noon today. And I go and I look in my freaking Outlook at like 3:30, and it's still sitting there in the outbox. And it was something that needed to be sent like urgently. So I was super annoyed. So then I make it send. I send Joel a message saying, did my email actually send? And he says, it appears to have. And then he made a suggestion that I BCC myself on everything if it's not sending properly. And then I said, yes, my Outlook is being a, in brackets, long string of explicit words, end bracket. Because I don't know if he's like curse word friendly.
Yeah.
To the extent how I feel about Outlook right now.
Have you done the Office updates? Specifically for Office?
I think my computer does them with the Windows updates. I think that I've seen them with the Windows updates. I will look.
Okay.
Usually Microsoft does Office updates with the operating system.
Makes sense.
However, I think I figured it out today, remember? I just need your help making my computer believe that I am actually its administrator.
Yeah.
Because the internet said that somebody was having a very similar issue where their Outlook would turn into a giant, massive dick, and then they would restart their computer and it'd be fine for up to a day, and then it would go back to being a giant, massive dick. And they said that it can be your antivirus plugin, and that it was really prominent with AVG and Avast.
Okay.
Because I think they're basically the exact same thing.
Uh-huh.
So I went in I found the settings, even though this was for an older version of Outlook than I had, so the settings are in a little bit different place.
Right.
And then, so I found it, and the AVG add-on was disabled, but it's still there. And they said it even being there can cause the problem.
That's interesting.
So I just need your help to how to get rid of it.
Okay.
Because when I tried, I know quote unquote how to delete it, but when I tried, I got a pop-up saying that I wasn't an administrator. And I am the only user of my computer and therefore Supreme Pope Administrator.
Yeah, but what you might have needed to do is whatever the file is that you ran to fix said problem.
I didn't run any file, I just went into the settings to delete it. The thing. You know how Outlook has add-ons? Like it has the Adobe PDF add-on.
Uh-huh.
It has an AVG add-on. And the internet thing that I read said the AVG add-on is the problem.
Uh-huh. I get that.
Okay. There's no extra program to run to find it. It's just in the normal Outlook options.
Exactly. So it's from within inside of Outlook, right? So close Outlook, right-click on it, and say Run as Administrator. Problem solved. Then, if that works, there's a command line thing that you can pass to it to tell it to run as administrator. And so you change your shortcut to have that in there. You never have to worry about it ever again.
Oh, so this is the first time I've ever had to worry about it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would need to change the shortcut.
See, one thing you don't do is, like, I do a lot of development work. So I have, like, software that, like, digs into the operating system. Like, seriously digs into the operating system. And when you install those tools, you have to have administrator level access. And so from time to time, you'll get these really weird errors because while you're considered the administrator of the computer, the security system for Windows will at times have a certain thing that you're wanting to do, and you won't have administrator access in its mind for that.
That's ridiculous.
Everything else, but not that. Well, it is ridiculous. And so, but if you right-click and you run the same install as an administrator, it just goes right through, which is great because at least it solves the problem. It's kind of quirky. And like I said,
That
with
seems
Outlook,
like an easy thing to
with
do. I can do
Outlook,
that.
if that fixed it, you could easily just change the shortcut on Outlook to always force it to run as administrator, and your problem is solved.
Well,
In fact, I even think on program files now, there's even a checkbox that says always run as administrator.
Once I delete the add-on, it shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
Let's hope.
But if it is, maybe that's the answer.
Maybe.
Run as administrator. One of the things, one of the things I think is crazy about technology, and I've been in technology for over 30 years.
10,804 years.
I mean, when I was like, 30 years ago, I was doing like word processing work for people, and I was writing macros that did things automatically so they didn't have to, because
I love macros.
you used to get paid by the word.
Yeah.
So if a client had like a disclaimer paragraph or whatever, that got included because you're supposedly typing that. But what I would do is I would macro it and just two keys, choo, and there's like 100 words in there, and you're getting paid so much per word. There's money in your pocket.
Right.
Well, my point being, I've been in technology since way back then. And what trips me out is weird stuff like this, where you could have the exact same operating system as me. We could have the exact same computer. I saw it with Mitchell and Alyssa when they first got their computers that year.
And they both act completely
differently because, technically the computers aren't the same because Alyssa's got program A and D installed and Mitchell only has B.
Well, this Outlook issue, initially you had thought it was a Gmail Outlook issue.
That's what kept happening.
But then it turned into one of my client email addresses, right. And today it was my Gmail, my Web Scientist, and one of my client email addresses, and the forward email address for another client.
That's interesting.
Like, it was just asinine. The only thing that would work is my email that I give to things that I would like to allow to spam me.
Okay.
The junk Gmail I have that I never send anything. So it might have been broken too, but I never send anything with it.
That's so bizarre, right?
So it's clearly not a my email address is broken issue. So I just Google searched my problem. Outlook is a jerk and won't send my emails sometimes, and it fixes it when I restart my computer, and I got an answer.
Well, if you think about it, it makes sense because if you remember, I ran that repair tool on your Outlook.
Yeah.
But what it really runs on is your data files. Mm-hmm. And there was one data file per email address that you had in Outlook. If you have 5, there's 5 files. So clearly, just because one is broken, that can fix it for that email address, but it's not going to fix it for all of them.
Well, honestly, what I think is...
So it can't have been, it just can't have been related to the email address at that point, because we fixed all the files and it still happened.
Right. Well, honestly, what I think it is that when I put my computer to sleep at the end of the night, I don't close anything. Because I'd like it to all still be there.
Outlook doesn't play well with that.
And I think that something is happening inside of Outlook that is just absolutely raping itself when I put my computer to sleep. Because I know, like, The Sims, if I put my computer to sleep and I had played The Sims and it's still open, it explodes. It will make my computer run like it's from 1982.
But see, that's part of what you just... Now that you say that, I've experienced the same thing with Outlook before, including the current version. And how I recognize it right away is that I use a lot of folders in my accounts.
Yeah,
and
me too.
There's even one point in time where I created an archive account, and mail from any one of the other folders would get dropped in there as an archive, and that's where it would be.
Okay.
So all my archived emails in one folder for every account.
That's funny.
But in any event, I don't do that anymore. It's too much of a hassle to keep up with. But I have folders. Well, what happens when Outlook's acting like that? Like if it's been asleep and you open it back up and it wakes back up, you click the folders and they don't expand. And then it's like, oh, it's not working. So if I were to send an email, it would let me, but it won't go anywhere because the folders are locked up. So then what I have to do is Control-Alt-Delete, find Outlook, end the task. That way you don't have to reboot. End the task, then restart Outlook, and the problem is solved.
But see, that is what I tried before restarting my computer, and that doesn't fix it anymore. I have to restart, or nothing will fix it.
Look for
I even closed it
other Office components.
I did. I closed it, and I ended the task of anything that had to do with the Microsoft Office suite. Even the Microsoft Office Updater shit that was running. I ended it all. It did not work. Like, I ended everything so much that it took 5 minutes for Outlook to open itself again.
Maybe the reason that it didn't work is because that antivirus piece is still in there.
Yeah. I think something in the restart unbreaks whatever gets broken, and I'm convinced that getting rid of that add-on will solve my problem. If it doesn't, then we can explore.
It sounds like it. I just know that with mine, almost every morning I have to Control-Alt-Delete and end the task on Outlook and then reopen it, and then it works just fine. Otherwise, I get all pissed. And sometimes it's so early in the morning, and I'm trying to look at an email, and I can see that there's new emails in there. And it's like so early that when I click on it, at first it doesn't register with me that, oh, I should end the task. No, I keep trying to mess with it. Why isn't it working? How it's wrong? And then I switch and I hit send receive, and you can see the thing go. So it looks like it's working.
Yeah.
But it's not working.
What's interesting about the article that I found is it really did describe my exact problem. To the point where I can receive emails 100% fine. It just won't send them.
Yeah.
Because it's just a massive pile of crap.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
Fingers crossed.
Well, and that's the thing, though. Like, my opinion, from what I understand about how email programs handle attachments, they do one of two things, okay? The majority of them leave them on the server until you request to open the attachment.
Which I think is what Outlook does.
And then when you go to open the attachment for the first time,
it takes 4 minutes to load.
It brings it down, and it puts it on your temporary folder, and then it opens it from there. Okay, so pretend there's nothing scanning your email at all. The regular antivirus should catch that because it's scanning your entire hard drive.
Well, because it scans the temporary internet file.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so people say, oh, but you have to have that plugin enabled in there because you have. What if you get an attachment? Yeah, who gives a flying F? Because you'll open it, and as soon as you go to open it, that's the thing. In the old days, by then it was too late. But now it's not too late because now what it does is it goes, hold on a second. Whoa. Before you try to execute, I'm going to ask my boss over here, the human, whether I should allow this or not. And it's like, warning, we found a virus, potential, potential malicious activity or something like that, it says.
It usually tells you if it's a Trojan or one of those.
Yeah, and then it tells you what it thinks it is. And you look at it and you're like, oh, I just installed. That's the software I just installed. And the only time I ever say yes to that and allow it is when I know for sure it's like an Adobe software that I'm installing or a Microsoft software that I'm installing that I know I got from them. Then it's like, come on, I know this isn't a Trojan that's being installed, so go to hell. And it always works out. But it's the times like when they do their, oh, sure, just allow it. I'm installing that. That's what it's supposed to say. Doesn't mean it's not a Trojan.
Most of the weird things I install, I get from the Pirate Bay.
That's scary.
But the Pirate Bay has an honor system because, there's honor among thieves. And so if you're ever on the Pirate Bay, there are pink and green skulls next to certain people's names, and they've been ranked top downloaders, trusted uploaders, etc., etc., etc. So I feel like I've never had an issue downloading from somebody who has a skull next to their name because they've been voted up by tons and tons of people. Right. So those kind of files I will also push through because I trust those people as much as I trust Adobe. But if it's from just a miscellaneous person, like like the thing I downloaded the other night. I was like, if this comes up as a virus, it's a virus.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
No.
So.
It's so thorough, though, that software, that it's slow to edit with.
Is it?
Because, like, there was some rustling in a file. It was an older one, and I wanted to see what it would do, because it has a de-rustler in it. Yeah, exactly. I think her dad's name is Russell. His name is Russell, so any Russell jokes.
What do you call a man with no arms and no legs and a pile of leaves?
Screwed?
Or Russell.
I knew the answer to that.
I know.
Wonder what I'll tell you.
Oh, it's my favorite joke ever. I can't even tell you how much I love that joke.
I think
A de-rustler. I'm going to tell my dad that.
And like, I tried to run it on like a 20-minute long file, and it took 7 minutes to run through the whole thing. That's how thorough it is. But you couldn't hear the rustling of papers anymore. So.
Does it bog down your beast?
No.
You know what I was surprised by? It didn't seem to do anything horrible to my computer either when I installed it.
Yeah, it worked pretty well.
Put it this way, when I try to open Photoshop and Illustrator at the same time, because sometimes you need both, my computer runs like, I don't know, glacial pace. Like it's sitting on a glacier that moves like 4 meters per 1,000 years. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just interesting to me how, like I said, seemingly similar computer situations, and they're totally different. And that's the thing I've learned over the years. There is no such thing as an identical computer, because if you install this piece of software and I install that piece of software, and then we install the same exact software as the first one, but in reverse order. So I install A B and you install B A.
Yeah.
We have different files on our system. You have the A versions and I have the B versions.
I know, it's ridiculous. Computers are like people. There's no two identical ones.
It's crazy. And then you run into the weird little idiosyncrasies, which one of the things that drives you crazy as a developer is that very thing. Which version of Chrome is the person running?
Well, so you have to optimize everything you do for every version of Chrome that's still reasonably supported.
Yep.
So I understand you don't optimize things for Chrome version 1, but you probably, because it's on like 11 right now, you probably need to optimize for like 7 to 11.
Pretty much. You draw a line in the sand on certain things.
Basically, screw the people who have before this version, because they're few and far between, and I really don't like them anyway. Yeah, I get it.
You can even display a message for those people saying, hey, we only support Chrome 7.0 and above. Click here to upgrade.
You know what's interesting?
Done.
I don't remember what website I was going to. I think it was something that one of the clients had sent me to. And it did not support my version of Chrome. It wanted me to downgrade my version of Chrome.
That's interesting. But I can see that happening.
It must have been like the day after some Chrome update came out, though, because I've never, ever seen that problem anywhere else. Because I tend to be the most up-to-date version of things.
Yeah, and more than likely, like, as developers, we always assume, and it's a pretty safe assumption, that software is backwards compatible. So if you wrote your site and it was 9.0 that was out at the time, what you'll usually do is you'll decide, all right, we're only going to support 8.0 and above.
Right.
But you don't do, well, I'm going to support 8.0 up to 9.0. You just say greater than 8.0.
Right.
But it sounds like, in that case, someone put an end date.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that, but whatever.
As well, and this is just a simple mistake. You could take that out and it would start working.
Well, I've been to the same place since, and I haven't had a problem. And it's not like I downgraded my Chrome. I was just like, well, right. I just opened it in Firefox instead. Like,
Well, that's the point. Most of it is backwards compatible. It just is.
Right.
So, anyway, well, it's getting late.
I'm exhausted.
Time to move forward.
Pretty Girl says good night, everyone.
That's right. And Yogi says, hasta la bye-bye.
Hi everyone, this is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If by chance you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.